Hi, everybody. Welcome to Breeders Cup Focus. I'm Dan Illman along with Mike Beer. In this installment of Breeders Cup Focus, we'll look at the top contenders for the Breeders Cup Juvenile. Let's throw up the top 10 as listed by DRF's David Grenning. The odds, the preliminary morning line by David Aragona. You'll see the horse's name, their sire, the morning line odds from Aragona, and the horse's best buyer speed figure. And Jackie's Warrior is 6-5 for very good reason, Mike. Dominant winner of the Hopeful, showed that a mile wasn't a problem last time out in the Champagne, and now we'll see if he can get 2 turns in the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, it just feels like there will be one final test for this horse, Dan, whether or not he can stretch out a little bit more and go around 2 turns, because if he can do that, this horse is going to be an absolute handful for this field. He has been really good in all 4 of his starts, and it's just he's got so much natural speed, Dan, that he just gives himself an advantage right from the gate.
He has good speed, as you say, and he can so far carry at a distance of ground as he did in the Champagne. Let's watch that race right now. Just good speed from the start. You see Reinvestment Risk, who's number 3 on Grenning's list on the outside, try to make a good run at Jackie's Warrior for the 2nd consecutive race. Reinvestment Risk was also 2nd in the Hopeful, and Jackie's Warrior just kind of flicked him away this time.
Yeah, I mean, really both times. I mean, he's just been too much for that horse in both the Hopeful and the Champagne. We'll see what happens then. He's going to face some different horses on Breeders' Cup Day, but Reinvestment Risk, he's a pretty nice horse, and he has not been able to get near Jackie's Warrior so far.
Essential Quality has perhaps the home court advantage. He won the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity around 2 turns at Keeneland. Let's watch that race right now. I like the way this horse did it. He looked like a winner every step of the way. Maybe he wasn't beating the strongest field. The horse that he was pushing early probably doesn't want to go this far, but it just looked like a winner every step, and he's extending in the stretch. I think he's getting better with each and every start. This might be the horse Jackie's Warrior has to fear the most.
Yeah, he might be. And there were actually some interesting parallels too, because both of them, when they won first time out, sprinting, they both overcame a little bit of trouble to win sprinting first time out, and then they really improved from there. And this horse, if nothing else, took a huge step forward last time to win the Futurity.
I think it's fair to say that as it stands right now, the 2-year-olds based in Southern California, they just don't rate right now with their contemporaries on the East Coast. Let's watch Get Her Numbers victory in the American Pharoah Stakes. Now, Spielberg, who's also on the list, was even money in this race. Spielberg is still a maiden. Get Her Number did what he had to do in this race. It was a solid professional performance. I wonder if Rombauer, the runner-up's the one you want to take out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose he could be. It's really tough to get a handle on these horses, because not that this was, a slow race by any stretch, but it doesn't make them fast enough to really be competitive at this point. And they were both making their dirt debuts in that race. They'd never even run on dirt before that. And then they run 1-2 in the biggest 2-year-old dirt race out in Southern California. I think it's a bad sign for those horses out there.
Some quick thoughts on 2 of the others on the list. Let's talk a little bit about the number 5, Sitting on Go. Really has done little wrong. I liked the performance last time out. It's going to be a big step up in class, obviously, in the Breeders' Cup.
It is, but that's, how 2-year-old racing is conducted these days. These horses don't really have to prove themselves before they get to a race like the Breeders' Cup. It's actually, sort of nice to see Jackie's Warrior showing up as a multiple Grade 1 winner already. This horse is pretty good, though, for Dale Romans. I mean, he didn't get a figure first time out when he won at Ellis Park, but he was impressive that day, and he came right back with another nice win over a mile last time.
Sitting at 30-1 on Aragona's line is Likeable for Todd Pletcher. Does Todd have a sleeper here, or does he realize, hey, aside from maybe the big 1 or 2, this isn't a banner crop of 2-year-olds, and maybe I could sneak a big purse?
He's in tough against, sort of the shorter prices we already talked about. On the other hand, he's only run twice. He took a really big step forward. I think his maiden win last time is tough to evaluate just because it felt like nobody else ran in there. And, the horse that was the big favorite in there for Chad Brown just failed to show up for whatever reason. So this horse was just clear all the way, but he looked pretty good winning that race, and he got a decent figure for it.
Do you think reinvestment risk has it in him to take that step forward? Maybe the 2 turns is what he wants. I mean, he's had to do the dirty work, I guess, on the chase in his last 2 races. Maybe if someone else takes up that role in the Breeders' Cup, he can relax and come with 1 run. Are you willing to just write him off right now as completely inferior to Jackie's Warrior? Or do you think under the right circumstances, he can pop an upset for Chad?
Yeah, I don't think it would be fair to write him off, because he's definitely a talented horse. And you're right. If somebody else takes up the chase in here and he gets to settle a little bit, could certainly make a difference, as could the added distance of the race. You don't know if Jackie's Warrior wants to stretch out. He wouldn't be the first horse who didn't want to go 2 turns. As of now, Jackie's Warrior is just better, but maybe he won't be at the Breeders' Cup.
Jackie's Warrior right now is the boss of this division. 100 Beyer speed figure. That's his lifetime best, and he is 6-5 on David Aragona's early morning line.